So Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest Chapter 175 definitely left me in more of a negative headspace than a positive one. Granted, I like the ending with the Oracion Seis showing up, so that definitely got me hyped. However, we all know that the middle portion of that chapter with the information about Ultear seemingly being off-screen left a bad taste in all of our mouths. I'm not going to talk about this for this video because there's always the chance that this is a fake out. If nothing is teased by the next chapter, I'll make a whole video on my full thoughts on Ultear and disappointment of the revived Dragon Gods so far. But for right now, I want to do a quick discussion on who this mysterious sixth member of the new Oracion Seis is. Because, essentially, outside of Master Zero, who's with the Oracion Seis, we have a mysterious sixth member that is replacing him on the team that we had the original Oracion Seis members on. Who could this person be? Well, that's what I'm going to speculate on today. But before we jump into things, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. It really helps and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows you want to see more. And let me know if you like this type of new video format I'm doing, because after chapter reviews, I want to make at least one video giving my extended thoughts on certain aspects of the chapter that I'm not going to make into full-fledged 10 to 15 minute long discussion-based videos that require a crap ton of editing. It'll take extra time. So me doing this makes this videos a bit more personal and makes things more of an active discussion on certain aspects. So they're not going to be heavily edited, if at all. So I'm just going to talk to you guys in this format. So let me know if you guys like this. I want to try and make more videos in between my chapter reviews and other types of content that I'm doing here on the channel for November, December, before the end of the year. Want to grind out a couple of extra videos over the course of a week. So let me know if you like this. On with the baseline discussion. There are a few candidates for who this sixth member of the newly reassembled Oracion Seis can in fact be. Now, let's get one character off the table because, while this character is most likely the most likely, chances are it's not them, and that's Jellal. I'm completely writing Jellal off of the Oracion Seis list. Why? Because literally, at the very beginning of this arc, he leaves to go back to Ishgard. Now, you might be saying, but wait, wouldn't that still mean he can come? Not necessarily, unless he was teleported by Selene or, well, Elefsir before this whole Dragon Lacrima mess started. Jellal was on a boat back to Fairy Tail, and that takes at least a couple of days, or at least a couple of days to make it there between the two continents. So Jellal, I'm running completely out of the story. He did his thing in Gold Owl. Whether you liked it or not, I enjoyed it to an extent. Just wish his fight was a bit longer. But either way, he already took part in an arc. And while I did want him to be part of this arc still, because I think he would have done at least pretty decently as an extra fighter, him being part of the new Oracion Seis, I'm writing out. Now, with that out of the way, there are other candidates. Another obvious one would be Meredy. She is definitely a character that I do see potentially joining in, because Crime Sorcier was just Jellal and Meredy after what happened to Ultear. And then they brought the Oracion Seis members that broke out of prison, who were the OG Seis, into Crime Sorcier during the end of the Tartarus arc, then leading into Alvarez and all that, so there's that. And she has done nothing, legitimately. She showed up in Alvarez for a little bit and helped aid in the Fairy Sphere. Now, while I did like the contribution, she didn't really fight at all. Granted, her magic isn't really too combat-oriented, but the possibility is still there with the utilization. And I do think in this fight, her powers for her link magic can actually help the Seis. Because if she can link the demons together, all they have to do is deal any type of damage to them and they all feel that pain, culminating in each other. And if they just kill one of the demons, they can kill off the rest of them. That's not going to happen. Let's be honest with ourselves. I love the Seis. Mashima obviously loves the Seis. But they haven't really done too much after being brought back together after Tartarus. They got bodied by, I think, God Serena at the beginning. Then again, God Serena was one of the top tiers of the verse at that point, so it makes sense why they would lose. But after a year of training, they probably at least together could handle a God Serena to a certain degree. If Jellal can take out God Serena now, all the Saints combined probably could do so, at least in a hard fight. But Meredy is no stranger to conflict, to fighting, and she is crafty. So if she helps lead this new Seis alongside Midnight, aka Macbeth, I wouldn't be too opposed to it. And I feel like it could add to an interesting dynamic to replace someone as destructive and egotistical as Zero/Brain with some more compassionate and more thoughtful like Meredy, at least in a character aspect to it, especially to help with mending the brand new Oracion Seis here with their whole redemption storylines and going on. But her aside, there are other characters. A very common comment in the review was that Rusty Rose would be the new member of the Oracion Seis, and I really love that idea. During Tartarus, they run into Rusty Rose, and he's too frightened out of there what happened with the Demon Gates of Tartarus to join Meredy in Crime Sorcier. And in that, technically 2 years since then, Rusty Rose, with the Demon Gates gone and maybe with Zerov taken care of, maybe he got the closure that he needed, and Meredy kind of helped him, I don't know, heal to an extent, at least emotionally and mentally, and maybe he was brought together, or at least brought into Crime Sorcier, and the Oracion Seis reformed, and they brought Rusty Rose on. Honestly, the Arc of Embodiment is a pretty powerful magical ability, and can literally be an army in and of itself. We saw this. The guy literally recreated at least a good chunk of the members of Grimoire Heart when he tried to storm Tartarus. Shame the Grimoire Heart wasn't as strong as the Demons of Tartarus. But you get my point. At the very least, if his imagination sees it, he can make powerful opponents based off his imagination, or at least people he's fought, to a certain degree. So that would make things very interesting, and it would bring back a character that we haven't seen or had anything done with since Tenro Island, really. And so Rusty Rose being a part of this group, I would love it. It would definitely be very good. Now, another possibility was Aragorn, and I can see that too. He was part of the Oracion Seis during the Key to the Starry Sky arc, which, again, is a canon storyline that was written by Mashima for the anime, which he originally wanted to do for the manga, but ended up skipping over to get straight to the Grand Magic Games arc to kind of build up more hype. And so that anime arc is canon to the overarching story. Repercussions feed into Grand Magic Games and everything going on. So there's that. So Aragorn joining back up with the Seis would be interesting, because originally when he joined with the Seis in that arc, he kind of had to give up his memory for power, for boosting his like weather control, wind-based abilities. So him coming back here with obviously Imitatia / Michelle being replaced by Richard, one of the OGs, Hot-Eye, one of the OG Seis, we could see Aragorn take the Brain / Zero spot and essentially more or less get the Neo-Oracion Seis back together, just with only one of the OG members on the team again. That's consistent. But either way, that'd be pretty interesting. I would like to see Aragorn show up again. I found the idea of him in the Neo-Oracion Seis fairly interesting, but he just kind of disappeared out of the story from that point to an extent. So I would like to see him back in the story to that degree. Now, here's one I'm going to flat out just not want to happen, because people have brought this up. The possibility is out there, but I highly doubt it, because it would undermine literally everything about the character, and that's Ultear coming back. And no, I do not see it. I don't see it. One reason being that it would just completely fly in the face of her sacrifice during Fairy Tail, during the Dragon King's Festival. Her return in Alvarez kind of made sense based on how things were going, and made sense for how they could be a time wielder like Demaria. And even then, her astral time form is kind of breaking apart at the seams to use their power to help beat a literal time god takeover. So that's the whole thing. And she's still an old lady in real life, so I don't think it would make sense at all. Obviously, we're going to tell me in the comments, it's Mashima, don't expect anything from him. He could probably just bring back a character like some big deal. He brought back Master Zero, and to that, I will give you credit. Master Zero did get brought back, but the difference is Master Zero didn't have a proper sacrificial send-off, and I really, really don't want Ultear to be brought back. I love Ultear, she's one of my all-time favorite characters, but she had one of the best and most heart-wrenching moments in Fairy Tail with a great sacrifice that would be undermined if he found some BS way to bring her back. So no, I don't want her in this series again. That and also wouldn't make sense for her to be brought back and not go see Grey whatsoever. I mean, think about it. But other than that, we also have the idea that one of these Spriggan 12 could potentially be the 6th member, and that also would be interesting to see. But then we have to think, which of the remaining Spriggan members could potentially be part of the Seis? My money more so goes towards maybe Jacob, that assassin guy that was able to do just, I don't know, trap people in another dimension. Demaria could be there, maybe, but I don't know. According to Brandish, she retired from fighting. Obviously, that doesn't seem like in character for her, but I don't know. She could probably just get the thirst for blood again, and the Seis gave her an opportunity to come in, so there's that. But outside of the OG Spriggans, I don't really see any of them wanting to join the Seis. Like, realistically. Only other person would be Brandish, but she's not. The timeline doesn't add up for her to just be there in that instance. So not going to be Brandish, even though that would be cool. But yeah, having the Spriggan there would be interesting. It would be cool if like Nine Heart was there or Envil, because those guys, they could potentially be redeemed. But then again, Envil is kind of a zealot for Xerath to an extent, so I don't see him helping anyone at all. And Nine Heart, he's kind of a sociopath, so it'd be very hard to kind of convince him to help out the Seis in any regard. So that's out. And most of a good chunk of the other Spriggan members are kind of dead, so yeah, I don't see the Spriggan being a part of it. Also, I would say Agio, but he's king of Alvarez right now. He wouldn't do anything to leave his position right now because he's a leader, but I don't know. What do I know? So yeah, my main thing is Meredy or Aragorn. Those are the two biggest characters alongside Rusty Rose. Those are the three main characters that I would expect to be part of this or new Oracion Seis. And I would love if any of them were there. And Mosh was definitely trying to do some big build-up, unless some brand new character or a character we would never expect to be back in this capacity, which, again, would be interesting. So let's see where this leads. Let's leave any negative speculation out of it for now. Let's just have fun speculating. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this mysterious new member of the Oracion Seis. Again, leave your thoughts and opinions on who you think is this new sixth member in the comment section down below if I didn't mention any of your guesses. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows you want to see more. Again, let me know if you like this new type of video. I want to try and do this every week or two after chapter reviews for Fairy Tail and other series I cover. So let me know if you like this. I want to try and pump some more stuff out for you guys. But with all that said and done, I hope you all have an awesome